Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. We certainly are. I've had my vitamin C, and we sure love our coffee, don't we? Okay, let's say hello to a few of our dear friends. And Andrea, you are number one today. And Brahim, number two. Wendy from Wasaga. Lori Lee, Ventura, California. Mike, you're number 4. Anne, good morning. Moncton, British Columbia. Kevin, good morning. Rainy, Oshawa. Mary, Norwich. Fran from Orangeville. And Shelley from Kansas. Sue, good morning. Manitoulin Island. Madeleine, Kippawa, Quebec. Shirley, Twin Gate, Newfoundland. Tamar from Edmonton. Sharon, Albaline, Kansas. Nick from our staff. Good morning. Donna from Park Hill. Nellie. Lori and Ryan from Sarasota, Florida. Maria, Ottawa. Frida from rainy Devlin. Carol, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. Lisa, good morning. And Sandy. And Veronica. And Catherine, good morning from Newfoundland. Rose from Peterborough. David from Ridgeway. Roma, how are you, Roma? Good morning. Deb Timmons. Keith, good morning, Keith. Jeanette from our staff. And Lou Ella from West Tennessee. Marianne, hello. Milika, Stouffville. Wanda, Virginia. Francis from Vaughan. Judy, Manitoba. And Fran, how are you? Diane, LaSalle. And Rita, good morning. What's up, Doc? Tina. And Star from Richmond Hill. Annette, Nouveau Brunswick. Rosalinda from the kidneys, and the kidneys are getting flushed today. Okay, rain everywhere. Gertie, how are you? Jeanette and Nina and Mark Anthony, how are you? Betty Lynn, Brentford, and Darlene, Pam, Cochran, Lenora, how are you? Couple of more guys. Leslie, Thunder Bay, and Jeanette, bonjour. Etta, thanks for coming on, guys. Dorothy, and Bonnie, Little Britain, and Marianne. Okay. So, guys, you like my little, well, yesterday we did our little teaching, and I want to do it again today. We talked about the digestive issues yesterday and got a lot of good feedback on that. And, you know, because it's so common, isn't it? Like, people got digestive issues and they're no fun under the sun. Let me tell you that, okay? And this morning I was reading an article yesterday on cancer, and I found it interesting because they talked about cancer, and it's complicated. And they were talking about, it was an article on how the body starts up a cancer, okay? And never talked about food at all, okay? And, you know, genetics and issues, and they don't mention the environment. They don't mention food. They just say cancer is the way it is, and we sort of got to live with it. It's so common today, okay? And they agree, by the way, that we're not winning the war on cancer, okay? We're not winning the war on cancer. So today, what I want to do, and really this is all repetition over many podcasts, okay? Many podcasts. Let's look at what cancer hates, okay? Now, you guys know me, and if the ones that have followed me would say, okay, I know what Dr. Martin's going to put up there, number one. What does cancer hate? So let's look at my little sheet here this morning, and we're going to look at what cancer hates, okay? So what does cancer hate? Well, numero uno, and I put this first, it hates steak, okay? Because I wanted to start with food, okay? I want to start with food because almost on a daily basis, I actually had a conversation with someone last weekend that said there seems to be some research showing that red meat is associated with cancer, okay? And I always push back on that. Always push back on it. Because first of all, whenever they talk about red meat being associated with cancer, they're always the same type of studies. You know what they are? Oh, you got cancer. Okay? You have cancer. What did you eat last week? Okay? What did you eat last week? What did you eat 5 months ago? Oh, you had steak in there. Well, you know, if you're looking for a conclusion and you've sort of already made up your mind, these observational studies are wonderful and they make headlines. We had to debunk one that came out a week ago or 2 weeks, probably a couple of weeks ago now on omega-3. Omega-3 actually does the opposite of what it says it does. It's hard on your heart. It can give you a heart attack taking omega-3. And guys, it's like magic how they pull that stuff off and get headlines. And then, of course, the nice thing is, at least with the audience I have, is I can tell you about how they came to that conclusion. It's observational. They never ask a patient, for example, okay, when they do red meat. Oh, by the way, do you smoke? Okay. How much sugar do you eat? None of the things that would be relevant are asked. So when they want to come up with a conclusion, red meat, and the big one in red meat is colon cancer. Guys, it's just the opposite. Your colon was meant for steak. I tried to explain that yesterday because we talked about what really irritates the bowel is fiber. People think that they got to get fiber in their diet, and it's so ingrained up there that it's hard to change people's mind. I need fiber. Not really. It's really overrated. Okay? I'm not telling you can't have any fruits and vegetables in your life. I'm not saying that. But you're not meant to live on it, and your colon, okay? Your colon is relatively short. You're meant, you're not a cow, nor are you a rabbit. And you don't have 4 stomachs to break down salad. You just don't. So red meat, I put it up at the top. In terms of food, what does cancer hate? It hates steak. You know why? Because it can't feed on it. It can't feed on steak. Steak is so nutrient dense. It's nutrient dense. It's every vitamin that you can think of. Every mineral that you can think of. The best macro, protein, fat. Protein and fat together. Okay? And, because fat has got a bad rap. Because they didn't know anything about nutrition. Fat doesn't get converted to fat in your bloodstream. And it doesn't get converted to sugar in your liver. Sugar does, not fat. So I put on the top of the food chain, the best food in the world is steak. It's number one. And cancer hates it. Cancer hates it because it can't feed on it. Now, number two, I put eggs. Okay? Cancer hates eggs. Again, nutrient dense. An egg is nutrient dense. And it's got cholesterol in it. And so does steak, by the way. Okay? And even for those folks with heart disease hates steak. Heart disease hates eggs. Doesn't like it, it hates it. It's the opposite of what we get taught because cholesterol is the boogeyman. Anyway, that's over on heart disease. This morning, I want to focus in on cancer. Cancer cannot feed on steak and eggs. It just can't. Can't feed on cheese either. It's looking for, cancer is looking for, the renegade cells are looking for quick energy. They don't want to wait around for steak to be broken down or eggs or whatever. They can't feed on it. And they love, of course, we know what's on the other side. What does cancer love? Loves sugar. Guys, that's been proven for so long. And yet, the mainstream medicine, mainstream media, mainstream, you name it, nutrition, they just can't use the word like sugar is bad for you. They can't. They have this idea, it's 70-year-old thinking. Your brain needs glucose. Your brain needs glucose, so you can't avoid glucose. Yes, you can. You don't need glucose. If your brain needs glucose, it'll take a piece of steak and make glucose. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get some glucose in your body, but you don't need to eat it in order to get it. Your body will provide energy, and it will provide the best energy when you eat protein plus fat. Fat and protein. Guys, your body was designed for that. Cancer cells hate steak. They hate eggs. And I could have put cheese there too. They hate it. They can't feed on it. It's too nutrient dense. They want quick. That's why, guys, the reset is changing fuels. It's not calories. I'm not a calorie guy. I don't like, people ask me almost every day, Doc, how many calories are in this? Who cares? Doc, how much fat is there? Who cares? When you eat the right fuel, nutrient dense, vitamins, minerals, and macros. I don't count macros. How much protein should I eat? I don't know. Look, there's equations or things. I don't get into the weeds, guys. I don't care really about how many macros you eat. How much protein am I supposed to eat? Why do you want to count? If you are eating the right fuel, like let's say this morning, and this has been proven, by the way, you have bacon and eggs. Okay? Change your breakfast. I used to tell, I had one funny guy in the office. I've had a lot of funny people in the office over the years, but this guy was a comedian. I loved it. Okay? He said, Doc, okay? And his wife was sitting there. You're telling me I can have bacon and eggs in the morning? My wife says that's full of cholesterol. And what do you say? I say, yeah, no, that's the best food you can eat. And he looked at her and he said, I like this doctor here. I can have bacon and eggs in the morning. He said, only one problem, Doc. I can't have eggs without toast. I got to be able to dip my toast in the eggs. I said, pretend. I said, you pretend you're eating toast. Okay? He called me a week later. Doc, I'm pretending. He said it was just my hand motion of me dipping my toast in the egg yolk. I like that. He said, but I'm pretending. Guys, I don't care how many eggs you eat. I really don't. When you change fuels, your body, now you're on rocket fuel, doesn't need near as much. Because when you have bacon and eggs, and again, like I've proven it, when you have oatmeal, okay, and these tests have been done, by the way, oatmeal, you know, your sugar goes to over 20. Rapidly. What goes up must come down. Guess what? You're hungry. It's like Chinese food. Remember the old thing? Man, I had a lot of Chinese food, but in a couple hours I need to eat again. Okay? Yeah. But guys, when you eat the right food, you do not feed cancer. Change fuels. Cancer hates that. Okay? Steak and eggs, cheese. You see what I got on number 3 there? Can you read my writing? Flax seeds. Eat flax seeds. Why? You already know. But for my newcomers, why do I like flax seeds? They block a growth hormone, estrogen. Flax seeds block estrogen. Cancer hates flax seeds. And there's no seed like it, by the way. I don't care if it's chia or whatever. Doc, what about this? What about that? I said, did you misunderstand what I said? I only like one seed. You're not a chipmunk. You're not a squirrel. But I like flax seeds because of the amount of lignans in there. 100 times more than any other seed it blocks estrogen. You could put broccoli in to some extent. The problem with broccoli, okay, is that you need to eat pounds and pounds of it to what you get in a dim, okay, to block estrogen. So I'm not against broccoli, okay? It's good for you. But you got to eat too much of it. Whereas when you eat flax seeds, okay? And you know what, guys? You're going to see it. Well, you got to ground them down. No, you don't. Look, if you want to grind them down, grind them down. I got no problem with that. But when your stomach is acidic enough, you know how we talked yesterday? Your stomach is designed to be more acidic than a lion's stomach. Believe you me, your stomach will grind those seeds down. They'll mulch them up and get all the lignans out of there. Believe me, and send them off into your small intestine. Okay? The lignans are block estrogen. And by the way, just to go back, okay, let's go back for a minute. Look, cancer cells need what? Cancer cells need sugar. Okay? Thus, steak and eggs, cheese. Okay? But also, when you eat steak and eggs, cheese, you know what happens? You don't need insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone. I was talking to a weightlifter, okay, a power lifter, a professional power lifter. If you want to go on YouTube, look at Dave Palumbo. I did an interview with him on cholesterol, okay? And you just, you can look at it. But when I was talking to him, we talked about insulin because insulin is a growth hormone. There are power lifters who actually inject insulin into their body to make their muscles grow bigger. It's a growth hormone. Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. All I'm saying is insulin makes things grow and estrogen makes things grow. So whenever I talk to any cancer patient in my practice days, whenever I get a chance, you know, I tell them, if they listen, Linda and Larry, if they listen. If they don't listen, I don't talk. If they're not interested, you know what? I pray for them, but if they're not interested in nutrition or what can I do? Look, I'll pray for you. If you don't want any teaching at all on nutrition, if you don't want to know what my protocol is, okay, it's your prerogative. You decide. It's your body. But when people ask me, I said, you know what? Here's what I would do. Here's what I know. I know cancer cells. I know what they love, and I know what they hate. They love insulin. They love estrogen. They love sugar. They hate steak. They hate eggs. Cancer, by the way, loves Boost. Oh, Dr. Martin, I need energy, Yeah, but you're drinking sugar. Don't drink sugar. It goes directly to your cancer cells. Your cancer cells are giving you high fives when you drink Boost or Ensure. Ooh. Or juice. Don't drink that. You want to have a fruit? Eat it. Don't drink it for cancer. Cancer hates steak. They hate eggs. They hate flax seeds. Okay? You know what else? Cancer, there's a lot of research on this, guys. They hate curcumin. Curcumin. The extract from turmeric. Look, turmeric is good, guys. Okay? It is. Okay? What a spice. It'll spice up your life. But what is therapeutic about turmeric is an extract in there called curcumin. That's what your body absorbs. And cancer hates curcumin. It hates it. It is anti-cancer. It shrinks tumors. I've seen studies with liver cancer and pancreatic cancer that absolutely hates curcumin. Okay? So, cancer hates it. Oh, you were wondering when I was going to get to this one, weren't you? Aren't you? You were wondering when I was going to get to number 5. And what is it? Vitamin C. The real one. Coffee. Coffee is so anti-cancer. Cancer hates coffee. Hates it. Can't stand it. And I brought you the list before. Colorectal cancer hates coffee. Liver cancer hates coffee. Esophageal cancer hates coffee. Stomach cancer hates coffee. Hates it. Coffee has 1,000 phytonutrients. 1,000 of them. Guys, when God gives you a gift, enjoy it. It's a gift. That coffee bean, yabba dabba doo. Somebody said that the other day. I died laughing. The Flintstones. You get to drink coffee because cancer hates it. Can't stand it. Okay? Got it? Okay. Now, number 6. Now, we could have put this up at the top, but I wanted to talk to you about food. Well, you know what? I could go to 7 first, but let's do 6. Cancer hates the sun. Guys, one thing is the sun it's like the perfect treatment against cancer. And what do people do? Imagine, guys, let me just give you 2 seconds on this. Okay? You can read the history of this. You can actually look it up. Dermatologists, they hired a marketing agency. Okay? Dermatologists hired a marketing agency in the 80s to scare the living life out of people and the sun. And use sunscreens. Cancer loves sunscreens. Loves it. Cancer hates the sun. Now, I don't want you to burn. I say that all the time. Don't burn. But you need the sun. The sun is so anti-cancer. If I had my way, I would take every cancer patient and make them sunbathe. I'd make them sunbathe if I had my way. Put them out butt naked in the sun for 20 minutes. You don't have to be butt naked, but you know what I mean? Like seriously, the sun, cancer hates the sun. Okay? Hates it. Can't survive. That UVB radiation kills cancer cells. Kills them. And when you put sunscreen on, now you are taking the benefits away from the sun. And you're putting a chemical on your skin to be mixed with the sun. Why do you think even the FDA pulled, I don't know, 200 or 300 sunscreens, and they admitted that they were carcinogenic? Man, oh man, the evidence must have been overwhelming for them. But guys, I've been saying that for 50 years. Chemistry, okay? I almost blew the lab up in high school, mixing stuff. And when I mixed it, it was kind of fun. Let's put this and this and this in that little flask. No problem. I was a mixer. Just fooling around. You know me in high school, I majored in recess, okay? I didn't take things too seriously in high school. And I was in the lab, and I was mixing. I was I was sort of smart aleck and fooling around, and there was no problem at all until I put heat to it. Until I turned the Bunsen burner on. And I almost killed all my classmates. Okay? It's heat on a chemical that's on your skin. That's carcinogenic. And even the FDA agrees. Even the FDA agrees with that. They pulled how many products off the shelves and said those are carcinogenic. Holy moly. Only took them 50 years. But remember what I said. The dermatologist hired a marketing company, gurus, to spread the lie about the sun. And it was a lie. It's the exact opposite of what they said. Cancer hates the sun, including melanoma. It hates the sun. Don't burn, okay? I always put that. Okay, we got a couple of more. We're having fun. Let's finish off. Cancer hates steak. It hates eggs, it hates flax seeds, it hates curcumin, it hates coffee, it hates the sun. One thing we know, DHA. Why does cancer hate DHA? Omega-3 DHA. Because it's a Trojan horse. DHA is a Trojan horse. Cancer thinks, it's a fatty acid. I like that. I need that. Okay, now listen. Cancer cells need sugar. Tumors are looking for fatty acids. Shown in studies. Maybe I'll post it again today. DHA gets into a tumor and destroys it. Now you would think that would be headlines. The Trojan horse gets into a cancer cells, in tumors, not in cancer cells, a conglomerate of cancer cells, tumors, and makes tumors disintegrate from within. Guys, don't you think it's worthwhile for your family or your friends, if they have cancer, that they would be on DHA omega-3? It's a Trojan horse. You think they would do it? You would think doctors would be excited about it. I've never ever heard, I can't say I ever heard a physician say, you know what? You got cancer and you get on DHA omega-3. I can't say I've ever heard it. 14 days it showed what it does to a tumor. Okay? DHA. Somebody remind me to post it today. Maybe one of you have had that study. You can post it yourself in our private Facebook group. Okay, let me finish. Okay? And this is sort of a new one, guys, okay? Now, you know me, I got number 8 is steel, by the way. Sun, steak, and steel. Now, you know what? You know me and I love vitamin E. The real vitamin E is exercise, okay? But one thing we're learning, and the more it's being studied, the more it's unreal what muscles are. Muscles are another, like a they're a metabolic wonder. But muscles are an endocrine organ. Because the more they study it, the more they realize that muscles, those bins, the more space you have there, the more you can store glycogen, even without insulin. When you work out, you get stronger. And it lowers insulin. Guys, if you lower insulin, you lower cancer proliferation. We're really getting some wonderful studies on muscle. And I've been telling you for years, get strong, get strong, get strong. I like cardio. I do. I'm not against cardio, but it's not the primary vitamin E. Vitamin E, the best is muscle. And again, metabolically, 93% of the population have metabolic syndrome, and muscles are a tremendous antidote to that. And cancer and muscles, cancer hates muscles. They hate steel. Sun, steak, and steel. Okay. Guys, if you don't have a copy of this book, I don't know why. You know, even people are asking me about the metabolic reset diet. It's in here. I put it in here again. And I answer every question about it. Sun, steak, and steel. Okay. Guys, we love you dearly. What's tomorrow? Question and answer Friday. Okay? Question and answer Friday. Always fun. Send in your questions. I know many of you have already, but it's not too late. Send them in. Okay? Guys, we love you dearly. We'll talk to you soon.